Let's talk about superusers and the root login. So in computing, the superuser is a special user account used for system administration. Depending on the operating system, or OS, the actual name of this account might be root, administrator, admin, or supervisor. In some cases, the actual name of the account is not the determining factor. On Unix-like systems, for example, the user with a user identifier, UID, of 0 is the superuser, regardless of the name of that account. And in systems which implement a role-based security model, any user with the role of superuser, or its synonyms, can carry out all actions of the superuser account. And this is typically how it's done, guys, is this role-based security model. So the principle of least privilege recommends that most users and applications run under an ordinary account to perform their work, as a superuser account is capable of making unrestricted, potentially adverse system-wide ranges. As a sysadmin, guys, you're going to be given superuser privileges by default and root access. So people you're typically working with won't have root access, and they're going to be asking you to do a lot of things since you do have root access and sudo access. And as a sysadmin, you'll give certain accounts or clients privileges, so you can set up certain commands that they can do or certain privileges so that they can perform the things they need to do, but nothing else, just simply the things that they run on a daily basis. So let's look at sharing superuser privileges with others. SU forces you to share your root password to other users, whereas sudo makes it possible to execute the system commands without root password. Okay. Sudo lets you use your own password to execute system commands, i.e. delegate system responsibility without root password. Okay. So you see the first example here, sudo, and then we type in a command. It's going to ask us for our password. You'll type it in, and then it lets us run that command as the super user. Okay. SU, okay, or which can also be looked at as a switch user, will have you type in a command or type in your password, and then actually switches you up to that super user. Okay. So if you don't want to have to type in sudo before every command, then you can just do a SU and it'll switch you up to super user for the rest of that session, and then you can just start typing in commands. So it's a little bit quicker and easier to do this way. Let's take a look at the TCP IP networking model. So the Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol, or TCP IP, suite was created by the U.S. Department of Defense to ensure that communications could survive any conditions and that data integrity wouldn't be compromised under malicious attacks. So TCP IP has the below parts. We have the application layer. The application layer deals with representation, encoding, and dialog control issues. All these issues are combined together and form a single layer in that TCP IP model. Host-to-host. Host-to-host protocol in the TCP IP model is responsible for application data segmentation, transmission reliability, flow, and error control. The internet layer. The purpose of the internet layer in TCP IP model is to route packets to their destination independent of the path taken. And then we have our network access layer. The network access layer deals with all physical issues concerning data termination on network media. It includes all the concepts of data link and physical layers for both LAN and WAN media. Okay, and LAN stands for local area network, and WAN stands for wide area network. So here we have a little bit of a picture to kind of summarize everything we just talked about. So a little bit of a visual representation. So here we have our application layer. Next to that, we show all the different protocols underneath that layer. Then we have host-to-host, all the protocols under that. Internet layer, and we show all the protocols under that. And then we have our network access layer, and it's going to show all the protocols under that. Okay. Guys, I highly recommend following this link here to get a little bit more grasp of the TCP IP protocol. As a sysadmin, you're not going to be super focused on networking concepts. You don't have to be an expert at networking, but you do need to know about it. It helps you understand how things are working and what's going on, and it'll help your job be a little bit easier. So looking forward, guys, in our next session, we're going to learn about planning, hardware and software considerations, site planning, installation methods and types, installation classes, partitions, logical volume manager or LVM, file system overview, swap partition considerations, other partition considerations, the Linux bootloader or grub, and software package selection. So guys, there's going to be a lot of concepts we cover in these courses. I recommend that you follow these links if you're having issues or troubles. They're going to be private tutoring sessions for system administrator management. There are weekly, monthly plans available. And we also have Linux and Bash scripting private tutoring sessions available. Thank you so much for following this first session with you guys. I hope that we really learn a lot from this course moving forward, and that you guys don't have too much of a difficult time understanding what's going on. Looking forward to seeing you guys in the next session.